Yo, what's up, guys? Hopefully, all of you are doing great as always. Today, I'm going to be going through companies that are reporting their earnings this week, and I'm going to be telling you guys which ones I'm looking at and why I'm looking at those specifically and what I think is going to happen in those earnings. Anyways, let's get into it. So, as you can see by this chart right here, we have an absolutely amazing, packed earnings week this week. We've got some of the biggest companies: 3M, Amazon, Apple, Visa, Twitter, McDonald's, UPS, Spotify, Google, eBay. We have some of the biggest companies reporting earnings this week. It's going to be absolutely amazing to hear how much they made, their trajectory for the future, their guidance and whatnot. And I'm going to go through what I'm looking at as of companies and what I believe they're going to say in these earnings calls and whatnot. So let's get started. So one thing about this chart, Alphabet, Google, they moved that recently up to Tuesday. So Google is going to be reporting earnings on Tuesday, not on Monday. Other than Google, I'm not really looking at any of these companies specifically as possible investments for me or companies that I'm invested in. So let's just skip to Tuesday here. So in the Tuesday report, the companies that I'm going to be looking at are 3M, MasterCard, UPS, Caterpillar, JetBlue, iRobot, Starbucks, United, and Google, Alphabet. Yeah, so 3M, obviously, it's going to be very interesting to see how their mask business is going. Right now, there's a huge demand for masks, and see how, not even from an investment standpoint, just to see if they're going to be able to keep up with the demand, because right now every single mask they make is flying right off the door and there's shortages of masks. So it's going to be interesting to see how they can shift that business model to create tons of masks and whatnot. And MasterCard, it's going to be interesting to see how people are spending. A lot of people are using credit cards now instead of cash. So I could expect this to go either way. Either they make more money because more people are using credit cards, or you could go down because people aren't spending as much in this time as well. Now, UPS is the next one. I expect UPS to have very strong numbers, in my opinion. Everyone's sitting at home and they're not going out shopping, they're ordering things to their houses. So UPS should definitely benefit off of that very well. Next, I've got Caterpillar here. I'd expect Caterpillar's numbers to be very, very bad. No one's really building houses as of now or using Caterpillar's machines. But we never know. It's going to be a very interesting report to see if they recorded a profit and whatnot, their guidance for the future. JetBlue, again, it's an airline. We'll see how it turns out. But I'm definitely looking at all the airlines to see if they're going to get through, what their plan is to deal with all of this. And then again, we've got United, another airline. I'm just going to try and look at all these airlines and see what they plan to do in this time where no one's flying, basically. Then we've got Starbucks. I'm not really sure about Starbucks. It's going to be very interesting to see if people are shopping at going to Starbucks, if their business has decreased, increased possibly because people are ordering more. Really, this isn't a company that I'm really focused on, but it's going to be interesting to see how they're dealing with this whole situation. Next, we've got iRobot. iRobot's going to be interesting because obviously people are trying to stay cleaner, washing down their houses. So iRobot, they've got multiple robots, the vacuum cleaner, and then they have the vacuum like mop, so it mops the floors as well. There might be an increase in demand because of that, but then again, I can't really see that making up for the loss of so many people. Again, not many people are spending right now, spending money, so I can't really see many people spending $400 for a robot vacuum when they could just do that by themselves. Right now, everyone's trying to save as much money as possible because we don't know how long this is really going to last. Anyways, lastly, for Tuesday, we have Alphabet, Google. Again, I can't really see strong numbers coming from Google as of now because they make a majority of their revenue off of advertisements. And right now, not many businesses are advertising. If you're closed, why would you be spending money on ads, right? Right now, you're trying to save as much money as possible. And if your business is closed, it doesn't really make sense to pay money for advertisements. So it's going to be interesting to see how how Google does through all of this. They've obviously got arguably the best balance sheet in the world, so I'm sure they'll be fine. But again, Facebook and Alphabet, they have a very similar business model. So generally speaking, what we see from Alphabet is probably going to be mirrored with Facebook. All right, next we go to Wednesday. We have Boeing Airline. That's going to be a very interesting one. The stock has been hammered lately. I can't, again, I don't know what's going to happen with Boeing, but it's just going to be a very interesting one to watch. Next, we have Royal Caribbean, a cruise line. We'll see. It's very interesting to watch these cruise lines because they've got absolutely no business as of right now. They're not like no one's taking a cruise right now. It doesn't really make no sense to, go on a cruise if you've got a virus. Multiple people go on a cruise, they get the virus. I think they've got like another 60 to 90 days where their business is basically shut down. I could see that going for the rest of this year. Honestly, until we get a vaccine, no one's going to be going on a cruise, in my opinion. But again, it's just going to be interesting to see their guidance, what they plan for the coming years, how they're going to get through this, whatnot. And next we've got Luckin Coffee. That's going to be an interesting one to watch with the scandal that they just had with lying about their numbers. So it's going to be interesting to see what they say on that report. The stock it's not trading right now. So I really don't know how this is they're going to say their numbers, but again, the stock isn't trading, so the stock isn't going to move, but they might say something about what happened and whatnot. Again, I'm just going to look at it and see if they say anything about that situation. Again, I feel like it's a great company, but it's just, they lied, right? So no one wants a management team that lies. No one wants a CEO that lies, right? Great company, but it's just that one thing that, stops me from investing. So we'll see how they've obviously responded to the situation already, but they might say some further things on the report. We'll see. Next is Spotify. I expect Spotify to have great numbers right now as everyone's stuck inside. A lot of people are probably listening to music, right? We can see Netflix's numbers that came out last week. They had great new subscribers. A lot of new subscribers are getting a lot of growth right now, so I could see that mirrored with Spotify right now. Next, we have Hasbro stock. Hasbro is probably going to do, I expect, very well with everyone stuck inside in their homes. This is a Rona winner, as we can call it. Everyone's, they create toys, they create board games. If you've got kids, you're going to be buying all these games. You're going to be buying toys to keep them entertained. Everyone's stuck inside. Kids you need to entertain your kids, right? And Hasbro is pretty much the go-to product, right? They create so many products. They got great margins and whatnot. I expect very good numbers coming out of Hasbro in this report. All right, next up we have Tesla. Tesla's very interesting. I'm really looking into buying more shares of Tesla. It's gonna need perfect earnings. It's gonna need a profit, and it's gonna need to keep that guidance. They're gonna need to keep that guidance of making over 500,000 cars this year in order to for the stock to go up. I can definitely see Elon Musk really pushing the fact that they've got the Shanghai Gigafactory up and running, and that it's really doing great. I could see a giant move coming out of this report. Definitely like a 15% move either way. If they do great, people are going to say, they're not going to have a problem with demand because they've definitely got that cushion of more people willing to buy their cars than they can make. So that puts them at a better situation than, Ford, GM, all those other companies. But then again, it's going to need 10 out of 10 earnings for the stock price to go up. If it doesn't, I could definitely see something like a 10-15% move downwards for the stock. And you never know, that may start that negativity wheel that started a year ago, where everyone's saying that Tesla isn't profitable. All those articles come out and whatnot. The stock could get caught up in that negativity again. We'll see how that turns out. If they record a profit, it's going to be a very good day for the stock price, needless to say. Next, we have Microsoft. I can definitely see Microsoft benefiting from the situation more than Apple, which is the company that's mostly compared to, because they're involved more in the online space. Again, they still have the hardware, the laptops and the Surface Pros and whatnot, that it's gonna take a hit because less people are buying it, but they have the online services which should make up for some of that. But again, it's probably going to be a down quarter for Microsoft, but probably going to be hit less than Apple in my opinion. Facebook, again, it's going to be similar to Google, where they're going to have an increase in user growth, but they're going to be making much less money because less people are advertising. PayPal here, I could definitely see a boost in their revenue because, again, everyone's buying stuff at home, and what's the safest way to buy things online? PayPal. Next, we have Qualcomm. So they make chips for smartphones. They're probably going to be taking a hit, but it's definitely good to see their guidance, how they're going to get through the situation. Very interesting, in my opinion. Next is eBay. Another one, I expect great earnings from eBay. Everyone's buying stuff from home. People are going to be buying stuff on eBay. All right, so that's it for Wednesday. Let's move on to Thursday. Twitter, definitely what I'm going to be looking at. It's a company I want to get into, but the valuation is just, it's really high, and I really need it to drop much lower for me to invest in it. I really prefer Facebook at this point with the valuation of the companies. But anyways, Twitter, same thing as Facebook. It's going to have an increase in users, but less profit because less people are advertising. Next, we have McDonald's. Again, similar to Starbucks, where I really don't know what's going to happen, but I'm really going to be looking at that earnings report to see how they do and how they handle the situation. Next, I have Kraft Heinz. I'm going to be looking at that one. Again, it's probably going to have good earnings. They make food. Everyone's buying food right now. You're probably going to have a good quarter. Next, I am going to be looking at Amazon. Amazon is going to have, in my opinion, great earnings. They just hired another like 10,000 people, workers rather, and again, it's got to have 10 out of 10 earnings, and I expect it will for the stock price to go up because it's already priced so much perfection into it, right? Next, we have Apple. Again, Apple, I can't really see them having a good quarter. In my opinion, it's going to be bad. They're definitely going to get through this situation, though. Apple's a beast. It's going to get through it. Again, the guidance is what I'm mainly looking at this point. Next, we have Visa. Visa's the same as MasterCard from a business model standpoint, and I really can't see much of a difference from MasterCard and Visa regarding earnings numbers. So that's it for all the stocks that I'm looking at in this week. We definitely still have the week after, which is also packed. These are kind of the two biggest weeks when it comes to earnings reports. It's going to be interesting to see what these companies have to say for guidance, what they do. And I think if we have enough bad guidance, this could result in a crash because people are going to see that, hey, this thing isn't going to, the Rona isn't going to just be a thing that just lasts a few months and then goes away, and then the economy just restarts again. And this is going to take a while, and these companies are going to be hit by this dramatically. And once people realize that, once these companies tell them that, we might see a crash. I think it's going to happen. But anyways, guys, those are the stocks that I am looking at for this week. We've definitely got a bunch of good ones that I'm going to be looking at. Great to see the guidance of these companies. It might give some investors a reality check that this isn't going to just last a few months and go away, that these companies are probably going to miss earnings. A lot of these companies are going to remove their guidance, and it's going to make people realize that this isn't just going to be a thing that lasts 1-2 quarters. This might spill into next year. This might spill into the next year after that. And once people get that reality check, the stock prices might react accordingly. But again, I can't predict the future. We'll see how that shakes out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button. See you guys next time.